Hello and welcome to another Franchise Hockey Manager stream. My name is Adam. I'm the community manager of Franchise Hockey. With me, as always, and not digitally pictured on your screen, is FHM producer Jeff. Say hi, Jeff.
Hey, everybody.
And we are back with California Dream and the 1976-77 Cleveland Barons? Cleveland Rocks, Part 22. Jeff, we're in Cleveland. What happened?
The owners got greedy. Even though we've won the cup 3 years in a row, we got moved across the country to their brand new arena in the thriving metropolis of Richfield, Ohio,
Yes.
which is basically a farm town in between Cleveland and Akron.
Yes, so we are now the
And
Cleveland Barons, which followed what? The Cleveland Crusaders, I think, were there before
the
them?
WHA, yeah, that's so if you want to go see a game and you're in Cleveland, you got a nice long drive out into the country to see it. So you can imagine how well that turned out, and it didn't. In real life, the Crusade of the Barons, rather, got 2 seasons here and then went out of business and were folded with the Minnesota North Stars.
Yes.
And the Gunn brothers who owned the Barons wound up owning the Stars. And then eventually,
The Sharks.
fast forward 20 years down the road, they got the franchise in San Jose and they sort of undid the merger, kind of.
Yeah.
The Sharks got a healthy selection of players off the Stars roster. But the Stars are about to become really good in 2 seasons. They're not that. They had a pretty good year last year, actually. They've got a decent team.
Yeah. I'm just thinking we should
Oh, yeah,
actually.
that's right. They've got Guy Lafleur in this game. So they're actually going to wind up being a powerhouse after this merger. But we still got 2 seasons left in this.
Yeah, so when we last left off, Ron Greschner is available as a free agent. Let's get him signed.
Oh, did they not? I missed that. Okay, good
Yeah.
catch.
So
Hey, Smelly Wrestling Geek going to see the Kraken and the Stars on Monday. Speaking of the Stars.
Lars Lundberg was actually in Cleveland last year, so let's get him signed since he's already in Cleveland. 2, we'll add some guys, if we can. Dan O'Donohue, not really worried about. And build a little more depth for guys. Do you want to sign Bill Butters?
Just for the name.
All right, we will sign Bill Butters as well. Yeah, so since our last stream, we moved from June 30th to July 1st, because I think we ended on June 30th. So yes, we will gladly get Ron Greschner signed if we can. I guess his team probably folded. That's why he's a free agent.
Oh, who's he on? Oh,
Minnesota.
yeah, the Minnesota Fighting Saints.
Yeah. Yeah, and Smelly Wrestling Geek says he's going to see the Krakens versus Stars on Monday. Oh, that's awesome.
That's what I said.
Okay, well, I got too wrapped up
Not
trying to
paying
sign
attention.
Greschner.
Yeah.
All right, so just taking a quick look here. Things that happened. Vic
Oh,
Hadfield
it's actually,
retired.
yeah, that's right.
Norm Ullman retired.
The Fighting Saints are technically still in the league, but it's actually the old Cleveland Crusaders franchise. They moved them and took over the name, and the other one expired.
Uh-oh.
What's that?
I made a mistake with my mod. Okay.
What did you do with the mod?
We have the wrong logo showing up on jerseys. That's why the hat's showing wrong when I regenerated it. Okay. Too late to do anything about that right now. But we'll move on. So annual budget. We have a different Cleveland Barons logo. It defaulted to for some reason.
Oh, is it the old AHL one?
Probably.
It's using?
Yeah. We actually have more points, which is nice.
Actually, mine, that's not.
Well, I know.
I think there may be a name error in the mod.
No, yeah, it is. That's why I said. We're going to put some normal maintenance into our arena, even though it doesn't really matter. Let's go crazy on our player development. Let's actually go minimal maintenance. And I think everything else is kind of okay. We don't really need to save a lot of points when we know that there is an end goal here. So that looks fine. Otherwise, sign scouts. Nothing. Let's take a quick look at free agency.
this is going to be a fairly weak draft we're going into.
Yeah.
In real life, there's some decent players that came out of this draft, but they were mostly 19, I think 19 or 20, whatever the age. You're more 1 year over the age limit was that did slip down into this one from previous drafts. Bernie Federico, a couple of other guys. Ken Nielsen, I think both of them were already in the league in our game.
No, why would that logo take over those logos shouldn't take over those jerseys. That doesn't make sense.
I'm also, I've got the same mod installed, and I'm just getting blank blue jerseys on everybody. And
Do we not
I was
have
going to say
Cleveland Baron
players.
jerseys? There should be
Oh,
Cleveland.
definitely, yeah, I'm sure we do.
Okay, I'm more confused by that, and I'm aggravated I didn't check this beforehand. All right. Anyways, too bad. We're going to move ahead a day, and we'll deal with it as it is. I'm blaming user error and the guy who made the mod.
That would be you, wouldn't?
Yeah, it would be me, yes. Owner confidence. Owner's happy. I mean, we built a real dynasty. That's why he moved the team across the country. And we have some contracts getting close. Adding Ron Greshner to our team would be huge. Ooh, there's a big trade. Butch Goring gets traded for Tim Young. Butch Goring going to the Chicago Blackhawks for Tim Young.
There's definitely a Cleveland Barons jersey in the. There's a 76 and 77 versions of the jerseys in the mod.
It shouldn't delete the jersey. So it must be a jersey issue.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going wrong there.
Yeah, we're gonna. So that's interesting. We're gonna have to look in that. Now, Jeff, just because we're doing this right away, there has been some questions. We are working on a post-trade deadline update. Do you have an ETA for us?
No, I have a better idea tomorrow. I was hoping to have it out by now, but there's a couple of late things that come up that we want to get fixed and in. I think we're very, very close, but not 100% sure that. I thought we were going to get it out for sure this week. I still think we probably will, but there's an off chance it could slip a little bit if we find some other problem.
Well, it looks like we did just
But
find
it
one.
is coming along.
Oh, look at this. Lowell McDonald is on the move, going to Detroit for Lars Erik Eriksson. Great name.
Back to Detroit because he was with them previously.
Yeah, a lot of. Oh, Ron Wilson got traded for Larry Fullen.
Which Ron Wilson is the defenseman or the center? Center. Yeah. There's a defenseman named Ron Wilson that Canadians prospect and went over and played in Switzerland for a whole bunch of years, and then came back and played like part of a season and had a bunch of points for Minnesota 1 year.
Jeff the Jar says, "Oh, I love Charlie Brown as the coach." Yeah, that actually just continues to work out better now that we are the Barons. All right. Oh, Dave the Hammer Schultz is on the move.
Again?
The Rangers for Danny
He's
Grant.
changed teams every year. He was in Vancouver, then in Washington.
All right, so we are picking 18th
Wow,
overall.
Danny Grant has fallen off.
Yeah. Did we have Danny Grant too?
Yeah, we had him. He was
Yeah, that's right.
he was
Okay.
briefly on the top two lines.
Yeah, but we traded him for. Oh, right, Reggie Leach. Yeah, that was a great trade.
Yep.
All right.
He was kind of struggling in St. Louis, and
Canadians move on from a bunch of guys. A bunch of
just minor leaguers getting cut loose.
Yeah. All right, so we are at the draft again. Just gonna take one more quick peek at free agency. Okay, could take a quick peek at the trade block. And Chuck Lefley's on the trade block.
Yeah.
Don Marcotte and Walt McKechnie. That's actually one of the better trade blocks I've seen in a while.
No, it's usually better around the time of the trading deadline, but yeah, nothing that's going to significantly improve it.
All right, so yes, you can see this is a terrible draft.
Yeah.
Who went first overall in real life here?
Was that Rick Hampton?
Rick Hampton is showing as the first mock draft.
No, Rick Green. Rick Green.
Rick Green. Okay. Yeah, this is.
But I think he's already drafted in this game because he was
Previous one.
Yeah, 20 in this draft. I think he was eligible for the previous one, too.
All right, so first person is Greg Carroll, going to Philly. Then Bill Baker, great name, goes to Detroit.
You a 1980 Marijuana Ice guy?
Tony Castellato goes to the Colorado Rockies.
Yeah, this is going to be a rough draft.
Dave Diebel
Oh,
goes to the LA Kings. Dave Dyack goes to Boston. Garth McGuigan goes to St. Louis. Rick Hampton goes to Atlanta. Larry Skinner goes to Washington. Alex McKendry goes to Montreal. Fred Williams goes to Toronto. Darcy Regier, all right, goes to Montreal. Doug Patty
Cleveland Baron in their life.
Goes to the Chicago Blackhawks. Chuck, I have no idea how to say that last name, Jeff. I got nothing.
Yacht? I don't know. He was actually an Islander in real life, too, or at least an Islanders farm team guy for most of his career.
Peter Lee goes to Minnesota.
Big scorer in the OHL.
Kari Iloranta goes to Vancouver.
Flames and Blues.
Kevin Zapla goes to Boston. Mark Suzer goes to Buffalo. So our top guy we see is Drew Callender, which is somebody whose name I actually do know. And Rod Schutt is also there.
Callender. That's Rob Flockhart, not Ron Flockhart. There's...
Yeah, Callender played for
Flyers and Canucks, not really... The one guy I see is Grant Mulvey, who had a decent career for the Hawks. I think that was cut short by injury.
Okay. And let's see. Scouts say Mike Kaczynski is who we should take.
Mike Kaczynski, Leafs, Islanders.
Okay. Kaczynski. All right. Leafs, Islanders in the... Oh, yeah. Got traded to the Islanders after they went cup going?
Before.
Yeah. Or sorry, that's what I meant. I said after.
Yeah.
State suggestions is Uni Rin. Interesting.
No.
Risky selection is Dan Bonar.
Kings had a couple of seasons. Didn't start playing until the 80s, though, in the NHL.
So you're saying Grant Mulvey?
He was a college guy. Yeah, I'm thinking Grant Mulvey.
Okay. Not take the ex-Canuck. I'm shocked. All right, we'll do that. Jeff the Jar says, I own a Cleveland Barons beanie in real life. Ha ha ha. Go Barons.
I'm thinking about buying a Barons jersey. It's a nice-looking jersey. Basically the Hawks colors, but
all right.
Good logo and nice design, particularly the next year's 77 one.
Drew Callender went. Cal Sandbeck. John Rothstein. Rob Flockhart. Well, there's another name I do know. John Markell. Okay. Rod Schutt. Al Dumba. Any relation to Matt on that?
Don't think so. Al was he was a Western guy. He was a big scorer in Regina, and then
Rick Hudson.
Never really made it out of the AHL.
Dwight Schofield.
Or IHL, rather.
Jim Walsh. Mike Kaczynski. Peter Marsh. Glenn Sharpley. Hanu Helmer. Okay, again, there is some names I actually do recognize.
It's getting very thin now, so...
Okay, the Scout says Bernie Johnson.
Briefly a Hartford Whaler, I think.
Kent Johansson is also there.
Never came over.
Yes. 21 points with the Hartford Whalers in 32 games. That's actually pretty reasonable.
Yeah, it was the 80s. Well, 79, 80.
Well, I know, but you're still putting up...
And yeah, his career NHL number, I mean, 36 points in 57 games is good, but...
Maybe just a bit of a tweener?
Yeah, I'm not really seeing much else. Dave Shand was a decent defenseman for Atlanta for a little while, I think. No, then the Leafs.
tallest guy we see is a Swedish player named Roger Malin. Not tallest,
No,
but
Joe
tallest
Cowell.
best guy. Well, he's 1.5 stars. The other guy's not.
Yeah, Cowell was Sabre, played for the Sabres a little bit, and then I think Hartford picked him up for their first year, but he never made it to the team. Never made it out of the minors. But yeah, I would just maybe go with Johnston.
I was looking at Steve Klippendale, who
Yeah, played a handful of games for the Kings. That's
3 games with Washington. 2.
six. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So, oops. Johnson it is. All right, we're going to skip ahead here because it's getting kind of sad. So pick ahead. We're now at the bottom of the 3rd round, and
Jim Martinson, I remember him playing goal for Norway in the Olympics.
you know we do need another goalie on the depth chart, so might as well.
There's much else. Yeah.
No. And we'll skip ahead again now. So we're now on the 5th pick, or sorry, 5th round, not 5th pick. Michael Mayer.
Brethren has played a little bit for the Penguins. These
Didn't he?
other guys, I think, it's pretty much uniformly all minor leaguers.
Dave
Bjorn
Dornson.
Johansson, I think that was a Seal or the Barons or Seals. I can't remember which one he was drafted by. I took him fairly early in the draft, and he was a big bust.
Yeah, there is not a lot here. Any good names? If we look. De Bruyne. Wilson. All right, what's our scouts say? Our scouts say we should take Bjorn Johansson, a defenseman.
Okay, yeah, we did historically, so why not?
All right. Oh, man, there's a 6th round?
7 Swedes. Oh, yeah, it just keeps going. Terry
Peckham,
McDonald,
all right.
IHL guy.
John Asplund is our scout suggestion. Terry
Sure, why
McDonald.
not?
What's that, sorry?
Sure, why not?
All right. Keep loading up on the Swedes. All right, and we're in the 7th round. Oh. Scouts say take Finnish player Hanu Niemi.
Sure, why not? He's never going to play for us. 'Cause,
What? You don't know that.
well, aside from being half a star, we're going to be done before he gets anywhere near developed.
No, man, we are still have more picks.
Yeah, the late 70s drafts had an unreasonable number of picks in them.
Okay, we're going to
I
take
think it was
Barry
technically
Scully.
teams could pick. I can't remember which years it was allowed, but teams could just keep picking until they decided to
Well, that
stop. But I cut it off in the game.
led us to the Taro Tujimoto incident.
No, that was before that. But like 78, the Canadians, I think, took like 20 rounds worth of guys.
Well, I know, but that was their point of doing that. It was just taking forever. Draft review says we actually had the 2nd best draft. Okay, Canucks were number 1, and you look at that list and you go, "How are the Canucks number 1?" But okay, I guess
Because it's a really weak draft. Actually, the Stars did pretty good in that draft as well. So the 2 teams that are going to be merging in 2 years got the two of the best drafts. So
yeah,
the rich get richer.
poor Rockies, they just get thrown under the bus.
Yeah, Castellato never really worked out for the Capitals in real life, so don't know how that's going to go for them.
We're actually just gonna sign Salming as I clicked on the wrong thing, and Tardif to new contracts without thinking about it. Willie Lindstrom gets a new contract. Denny Hall's going down, but we're not going to. Oh, wait a second. Denny Hall wants a
Wants a
no
no,
move clause.
no trade clause.
Well, whatever. No trade clause.
How many years does he want?
3. I'm going to think on that one. All right. All right. Now I wanted to do was go unsigned guys. So again, we gave Greshner an offer. He's still happy with our offer, so that's good. Lundberg, we offered a contract to. Can't sign those guys. I guess we'll get Bernie Johnson under contract. Should we bring over the Norwegian goalie?
What do you got on the
We
depth
only
chart
have
for goalies?
so
Yeah, we need one. Yeah, we need one more. So I might as well. It's similar to German, who's still half star at 24.
Yeah. And we'll sign him. And we'll sign the big old Swede as well. Okay. I think that's looking pretty good.
Yep.
We have lots of contract room anyways. 41, yeah. So skip ahead a few days and we'll see what happens. Okay. Salming signs. Lindstrom signs. Tardif. Okay. Still good. Actually, speaking of which, I just wanted to look at our staff here for a moment. Yeah, we're still looking pretty good since I redid that. All right. No, you cannot take other guys' numbers.
Oh, I think I see the problem with the Barons jersey in the mod.
That's in the game, Jeff, not a mod.
Or that, yeah, the game created one for the AHL Cleveland Barons, and that's overriding the this year's, although it technically shouldn't. So that, yeah, take a look at that.
Oh, good. Ron Greshner has signed a contract, so we have boosted our defense hugely.
Yeah, and the fun thing about Greshner, he can play center too. Rangers did that with him for a little while.
Okay, so Chuck Leffley and Gilles Marat are on the move to St. Louis for Dallas Smith and the rights to somebody I have no idea who. Rune Moberg?
Oh, Buffalo really wanted to get rid of Leffley,
Apparently.
which I mean, they're justified because this is the point at which he completely collapsed.
And to hit 70 there. Okay, you can have number 24. Yeah, we're not giving Grant Mulvey Bort Salming's number. Should we give Lars Gunnar Lundberg Jean Pronovo's number?
I think not.
That seems like a good idea. Ron Greshner would like number 4, but Lars Erik Sorberg already has number 4, so you can have number 44. And he's good with that. All right. Yeah, so who's coming out of our...
I got a few young guys you can send down first.
Well, no, I'm just looking at who's going to be coming out of our lineup here.
Yeah, I think Schuberg may be sitting on the bench this year, and one of the defensemen we had. Well, we don't know. We picked up Barrett in the interleague draft late last year. Is there a waiver draft this year? I'm trying to remember. Gotta look it up.
I don't know. I guess we'll find out soon enough. All right, we're going to advance here pretty quickly because we got
next year.
our guys signed and we don't really have... All right, we need to work on our conflicts. And we have actually cleared everything.
For now.
Oh, wait. No, wait. It disappeared. Never mind. It came back. I forgot. This is
Oh,
still...
right. That's, yeah, that bug. It's fixed now, and it will be fixed when we get a bill. Reminder that you're also going to get that fighting suspension bug in this.
Yes.
So you're going to be moving guys in to fill that.
Terry O'Reilly gets moved to Pittsburgh.
Petit. Even up, kind of.
All right. So the clique has at least disappeared, so we are getting a healthier team. And that's good news. Development report. Yeah, Denny Hall continues to decrease.
But he keeps scoring.
Yeah, again, a 3-year contract is rough.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, we got plenty of depth. Just let him play out this season, and you can probably go sign the WHA, ironically, for their last couple of years.
We're just gonna turn down scouting a little bit for right now. Oh, right, Hall of Fame. Tim Horton goes in. Henri Richard goes in. Marcel Pronovo goes in. And Johnny Bauer goes
finally.
in.
Yep.
That's a
All
pretty
good picks and all real Hall of Famers.
All right. We have a lot of players still getting used to playing. Do they get doubly hit Jeff because now they got moved to a brand new city?
No. We could be mean and do that, but we don't.
I'm actually going to pause here and... Ooh, Rogi Vachon is on the move. Headed to Montreal for Rick Martin and Jim Roberts.
Wow, big. Yeah, that's a monster deal. The Canadians...
Yeah, I got to look at the Canadians.
Oh, yeah, Ken Dryden has declined quite a bit.
Yeah.
That's why they want Vachon.
Oh, yeah, Rogi's actually ahead of him now. Jim Rutherford's in the runners. How much longer did Ken Dryden actually play? Well, a couple more years. All right.
Retired after 78, 79.
Yeah. What was the year he didn't play?
73, 74 when he took a year off to practice law.
Yeah, not surprising that he's dipped that hard. Team Harmony. Jacques Lemaire, should we try and ease it with... Can't do Pronovo. Let's try Willie Lindstrom. And it didn't work. Okay. All right. Some more moves. Nothing major for us as we continue on here. Mm-hmm. Development report. Oh, Lemaire goes down. Soberg goes down. Tardif goes down.
One of the Carlson brothers is a free agent.
Are you saying you want me to sign him?
I could put the Hansons together.
He's actually not terrible. Do we have contract room?
Yeah, we had a bunch.
No, we only have 2 spots left. So no.
Oh, okay.
We will not sign him. All right. A bunch of room. Yeah, not quite. Oh, we have the 76 Canada Cup.
All right, forgot about that.
So let's see. Let's go check.
Who is on Team Canada? How many guys do we get?
No, that's the Olympic Games. Okay, no, I want to look at World. Do I just need to go? No. What do I want here?
No, the tournament, under tournaments at the top, the very top thing. Where it says Olympic Games.
Oh, that's where I need to switch. Yeah. Probably that should be called something else other than Olympic Games. confusing. All right, on Team Canada, that's a very good hockey team. John
Yep,
Pronovo
pretty close to the real one.
is there.
Only big surprise I see there is
Gordie Howe.
Gordie Howe, yeah, but Rick Mahar, who's actually turned into a pretty decent player after looking like a waste pick for the Canucks, but he's working out.
Oh,
They needed a checking forward.
Greshner came over just in time that he got named to the team. So him and Vadney
Yeah.
are there. So we got a few guys on Team Canada. Sweden, we should have more. Salming's there. Soderberg's there.
Yeah, Sweden's just got no goaltending.
Lars Lindgren.
Some depth,
yeah.
but
Ulf Nielsen. Anders Hedberg. Willie Lindstrom. United States. There's a team that has no goaltending.
yeah, Pete Lopresti.
Mark Howe is holding down the fence, but then it gets a little iffy.
He's playing against his own dad on Team Canada.
Well, yeah. Did Howe play for the United States?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Finland, I guess, is our next check here. Katola's on the team. Finland's looking pretty weak compared to...
I had to look it up, but he only played for Canada or the U.S. in the 72 Olympics and then in the 82 Canada Cup. But other than that, his teams were always in the playoffs, so he never went to the World Championships.
Czechoslovakia, actually, again, a pretty decent team here.
Yep.
Stasny brothers.
Pre-defection Stasny's, and yep.
Better goaltending, too. And last, but certainly not least, the USSR. Trocheck still hanging around. I mean, this is... Their defense looks a little underrated.
Yeah, it wasn't... Some of their key guys were getting older, and the new generation hadn't really stepped up yet. Although Vasilyev looks to be slow coming along. He should be a little higher than that by now. But yeah, other than that, pretty scary.
Yeah. I mean, Team Canada should win that. So again, we saw, yeah, so I miss Larry Robinson too, who's on Team Canada apparently. All right. Ooh, Caravande does not get to play. He gets 6 minutes and 49 seconds of ice time.
I think they had the big rosters in this too. That's why. So there's some defensemen aren't going to get much time.
Oh, Sweden defeats the
USSR.
USSR.
A surprise.
Yeah.
Big upset. 4-3.
Look at all the guys we have on that team. It's just...
Lars Gunnar Lundberg, we just picked his minor league depth, turns out to be the, not a great game rating, but he has 2 points.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he is our, number 5 center. All right, we will advance here. Guy can score at the most important times. That's what you want to hear. Let's go back here. Okay, Canada defeats Finland 8-0. Czechoslovakia defeats Sweden 5-3. Ooh. Oh, good. Ulf Nielsen got hurt for 2 weeks. Canada defeats Sweden 4-1. Looks like half our team playing each other.
Sweden gets a one big win over the Soviets and then loses to everybody else. They lost to the Americans, too.
6-3. Well, again, Ulf Nielsen got hurt. Maybe that destroyed them like it destroyed us. 6-3. United States defeats Sweden 3-0. Ulf Nielsen got hurt, but still played 19 minutes.
Destroyed the early 80s Rangers, too.
All right. Mark Hillslip got hurt, and he's out 5 weeks. How fun. Oh, he's in the WHA now. Okay. I guess he has been in the WHA. Canada defeats the United States. Yeah, 7-0 over the United States. Finland defeats Sweden. Finland defeats. What happened to
Sweden
Sweden?
gets. They got the one good game in, and
Then they're
it
just
looks like
like,
Off Nielsen was back for that, and then just collapsed. They were happy enough just beating the Russians once, and what do the standings look like?
Canada 5-0, USSR 3-2, 3-1, 2-3, 1-4, 1-4. Sweden finishes fifth ahead of minus 11 goal differential.
It does still wind up being Canada and the Soviets in the final.
As
Best
you
of three.
expect. All right. Just advancing day by day because I don't want to fly through this. I want to kind of see what happens. Canada wins 5-0 in the first game.
Good start.
Protovo gets a goal. Robinson gets an assist. And Canada beats USSR 3-2 for a 2-0 series win.
And they win the Canada Cup in 76 like they did in real life.
Larry Robinson and Ron Greshner both get an assist. MVP is Bobby Orr. Best goalie is Tony Esposito. Guy Lafleur is the best forward. And Canada wins the Canada Cup. None of the most interesting players were our guys. That's sad.
I think this report automatic, since it's your scouting, your scout that's doing it, looking for free agency, excludes your own players from it. So
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Some more. Whoa! Big trade.
Yep, that's a Canucks trade, all right.
Gordie
We
Howe
got a
is
young
on the
19-year-old potential star. Let's trade him to the 48-year-old old man.
Gordie Howe goes to Vancouver with Craig Brickley.
Yep, that's a 1970s Canuck trade.
Oh, man.
Guy Chouinard. So Chouinard, at least his career ended fairly quickly, so we won't be watching him. Probably because we'll be done with the game before then, but they'll at least won't humiliate the Canucks for years to come. It'll only last until the early 80s. Yeah, you're going to have to redo the lines.
Yeah, I'm just looking here, but I guess, Soderberg's going to be our seventh defenseman.
Yeah, Watson's better than him. But you can swap them in depending on who's playing well. A couple of minor injuries.
Yeah, that's why I'm just clicking through things and letting the guys who are hurt stay out.
And this is just the exhibition season, so you don't have to worry about setting the lines just yet.
Pewog, welcome. Sorry, I missed your message. All right, 4-1 win. Just kick off the year. Owner has made a request. Uh-oh. What does he want? Acquire some chemistry. Oh, good. Let me guess. He wants someone to play with Jean Pronovo. No, someone with Larry Robinson. Ooh. Okay. Who gets along with Larry Robinson?
Yeah, there's a couple of guys on the list. Greg Body, who's...
Guy Lapointe?
Yeah, but I'm looking at the who would be cheapest to get would probably be Body or Rick Lee. In fact, Body, I think, is a free agent. I know he's saying he belongs to St. Louis. But you can get him very, very cheaply to satisfy that. And
Well, we don't have to satisfy it. At least not right now. I'm just looking. Oof. Greg Body. Well, so who's he with? Yeah, I see him as an independent. Oh, St. Louis.
Yeah, but he's signed to St. Louis, yeah, just because we didn't have the other playable leagues in at this point. Speaking of which, in the new update, the IHL will be added as playable too. At least the later part of it.
They won't make a trade for him because they just got him.
Okay, well, just let it run out and try it later in the season. You should be able to do that. Try the trading deadline, maybe.
Yeah. All right. Ulf Nielsen's almost at 100%. Could have brought Pronovo in, but let's make sure he's nice and healthy. 4-1 victory over Philly. Ulf Nielsen says he's ready, but we'll keep him out one more game. We'll give Haran this one. And it's a 6-1 loss to Vancouver. Ooh. What happened?
Yeah, just an exhibition game.
I know, but that's a beatdown of an exhibition game. Anders Hedberg had a 99 defensive game rating.
That wasn't his fault then.
No. All right. Okay, let's redo some lines here. So we have Dan LeBratton comes out. Ulf Nielsen comes in. Who's coming out for Pronovo?
Lindstrom.
I'm going to say Dan Maloney.
Yeah, either him or Lindstrom, one of the two.
I'm going to take out him and put him in. All right, let's get... Great lines. All right. Actually knocked Jacques Lemaire all the way down to the 4th line. Do we feel okay about that?
Yeah, he's slowing down and Savard's getting better.
Should we even out the ice times a bit? Or just let it be?
It's just, exhibitions. You're going to change this around anyhow when you get to the start of the regular season.
I don't know. It looks pretty good right now. 5-2 win over Toronto. Just curious, how much did Savard play in that game then? Not Savard.
Lemaire. 11 minutes.
11 minutes. That's not bad. That's a very reasonable amount. And we continue game versus Boston. Probably should let Milosh go, get him warmed up, but 4-2 win over Boston. I guess the good news is now we're not halfway across the continent from all the teams.
The divisions make a little more sense now.
Veli-Pekka Katola's on the move.
Again.
To Minnesota. Bob Goodenow.
Dave Reese, the guy that gave up the 10-point game to Daryl Sittler. And yes, that's that Bob Goodenow.
All right, development camp report. Grant Mulvey's going up. Good. Now he's going down to the minors. Brian Trotch is going up. Good. Now he's going down to the minors. I'm kidding.
Yeah, that would be good.
Lots of guys going
up. On now stars, yeah. Going to be a very good minor league team.
Should be. Bernie Johnson with a nice big bump.
This is actually, I think, still Salt Lake City of the IHL. If the IHL was playable when we started this, we would have them.
All right, Doug Sotart.
Or the Central League, rather. Central League at this point, although Salt Lake does wind up in the IHL eventually.
Gasplin and, Huddle goes down, Lemaire goes down, Serge Savard goes down. All right. Cleveland Barons, we have sold 9,248 tickets. Okay. People driving out into the middle of nowhere, Cleveland, to watch hockey.
One of the weaker numbers in the league, actually.
And we lose to Philadelphia. Whoa, another big trade. Jean Rattel
Oh, he
moves
does wind up leaving.
to the Islanders. Goes across town. For Kluche.
Or
Islanders Rangers.
across the East River.
It's across town. Six-one loss. Ooh. All right, we will.
And Nielsen's hurt again. You may want to do a scan through the player roles. The national teams may have shuffled something around, or guys may have changed abilities a little bit.
We might lose guys on waivers. I don't really care.
Lorimer might go.
We'll send down our third goalie. And how many players can we hold? I got 22 on the roster right now. That makes sense.
23. You're good.
Yep. And hopefully guys get healthy here by opening night. Jim Rutherford is on waivers. He is the top guy. Mike Vizier?
Laser, yeah, he was Tony Esposito's flag back up in Chicago for a couple of years.
Otherwise, nobody's really grabbing my attention here. Oldest guy on waivers is Ed Van Imp, who's still hanging around. He's very unhappy, too.
He's stuck in the AHL, looks like, for the Islanders.
Yeah. Ken Mann is the youngest one. All right. Excuse me. All right, so looking, you wanted me to go through the roster here. So, do we see anything wrong with Larry Robinson being a two-way defenseman? No. I mean, we could send him to a shutdown defenseman, but I kind of like him more as a two-way. Calvane is set to quarterback. And that's his best. Jim Watson. Stay-at-home defenseman, old-school defenseman. Yeah, pretty much. Ron Greshner. Point shooter. That's his best one. Salming. Two-way defenseman. Two-way defenseman. We could make him a little more offensive, but I think he's fine as it is. Search guard, 14. Two-way defenseman. Yeah. There's Eric Soberg. Mobile defenseman. Still makes sense for him. Denny Hall, point shooter. We could send him to an up and down winger, but I don't think that's going to do him any better. We need him shooting. And scoring. Dan LeBratton. Counterattack forward. Yep. Dan Maloney as an enforcer. Yep. Mark Tardif as a sniper. Yep. Eric Vale as a perimeter shooter. Yep. Jacques Lemaire as a playmaker. Yep. Alf Nielsen as a playmaker.
Definitely.
That might be the highest I've seen someone as a 19. That's not very often we see that high.
Look at Gretzky sometime when he gets in.
Well, I know, but
Yeah.
there's not a lot of guys who get up quite that high. Counterattacking forward. Trache. Two-way forward, 18. Anders Hedberg, 18. Counterattacking, yep. Perimeter shooter for Reggie Leach, yep. Up and down winger for Willie Lindstrom. Yeah, could put him as counterattacking or setup man. He probably wouldn't be a bad setup man.
Yeah, what centers you got? Maybe that works better for him. Change it.
Jean Pronovo is sniper, and I think that's still good for him. Although perimeter
Yep.
shooter is 17.
But we already got Leach as a perimeter shooter. I think better to have more of an enclosed guy on the other line.
Yep. Okay, that's everybody.
Okay, we're good then.
We won't switch. We lost Don McCulloch to Washington.
That's a surprise. I don't know what Washington's doing there. Barely know who Don McCulloch is. Apparently we signed him as depth, I guess, last couple of years ago, and never really did anything with him.
Not gonna hurt my feelings.
Played one season WHA in real life. You're welcome to him, Capitals. Don't know why you would take him and not Lorimer.
All right. We are named as a cup favorite.
Seeing as we've won it the last 3 times, that kind of makes sense.
Yes, and our goalie's good, and so is Larry Robinson. I know, shocking, right? Oh, Gary Cheevers is on waivers.
He's almost done, looks like.
Yeah, we don't really need him. But he gets claimed anyways. Pittsburgh takes him. All right. So the question is, what does Pittsburgh look like? Okay, Andre Lacroix goes to St. Louis.
Oh, yeah, because Pittsburgh traded away Vachon.
I figured they would have something else, though. What do they have? They have nothing.
Yep, makes sense why they picked him then. Terry Richardson, who I think played 1 game for the Whalers.
Yeah, that makes tons of sense. So they traded away their all-star goalie for not a lot. Okay.
Oh, they got Rick Martin back.
Well, I guess.
Arguably the best left wing in the league.
Okay, this is an easy one for us to hire a new scout in our area. So I'm assuming they want someone around Cleveland.
Yep, in Ohio.
All right, just take a quick look here. Job security. That includes the region of Ohio. That's easy enough to do. All right, we have officially cleared all of our conflicts. So we want to go to scouting. Hire scouts. United States. Let's find somebody in Ohio. All right, first name that pops up is very good, very good. I don't even know how to say that name.
Oh, there's a good grade down there. And he's got a good name, too.
Kip Couch.
Don't sign this guy. Yeah, Kip Couch.
All right, Kip Couch has been signed. Starting the year off versus the LA Kings. Ooh, Serge Savard's still on 74%. 2-1 win over the Kings. Floyd Thompson is on waivers. Okay. Oh, we haven't got... That's weird. We haven't got that...
What?
I thought we'd get that thing saying we've already hired a scout. It should have already clicked yes. Not go.
It may not get checked until the end of the season.
All right, fair enough. Roster. Serge Savard's going to come out, and we're going to replace him with Soderberg. Capitals for the first game, and Simmet. And it's a 5-0 win over the Capitals.
Not much of a challenge, but
Reggie Leach,
2 points.
Couple goals. All right, let's give Denny Herron his first game in, playing Boston. And it's a 6-1 win.
Yeah, the Bruins have
Only
Kind of
16
falling
shots
apart
on
in this
net.
game.
Yeah. All right, Jeff. One question or one thing we haven't talked about. How do you feel about the Cleveland Barons logo?
It's okay, but parts would look like it's sort of hand drawn, like the lettering. That isn't really a font, I don't think. I think somebody has just done that apparently freehand almost.
8-2 win over Cleveland, or 18 win for Cleveland. All right. So, media
5 goals in
criticizes
the
Zollner.
third.
We'll defend him and say there's room for improvement. Tardif got hurt. Okay. Mild blunt trauma to the eye. How do you have mild trauma to your eye?
One of the Three Stooges poked him in the eye.
I think that would be more than mild.
No, he had his hand placed like vertically in front of it. So,
All right, he's at 62%, so we're probably actually going to give him this game off, and we're just going to throw in. I guess we'll throw Maloney right up there. See how he does, and actually, no, we're going to move him down. Put Vale up. Game versus the Islanders, and it's a 3-1 loss.
and there goes the winning streak.
And Savard just got suspended for 6 games. Tardif is ready to go. So Soderberg gets back in immediately. Tardif's at 80%. We'll leave him out for this game. And it is a 3-2 win over Chicago. All right. So we'll take Maloney out, replace him with Tardif, and advance 5-1 to start the year. Game versus St. Louis here, and we are 3-0 victors. Tardif comes in, gets the 3rd star.
Watch picking up the shutouts early on.
Kushner's got a good start to the year. I didn't actually look to see where he was in our lineup.
Second pair.
Was he? Okay. All right, that makes sense. Game versus the Rangers.
Badner's getting a little, so he goes down to the third.
At 8-0 win. Held them to 8 shots on net. Wow. That is domination. Game versus the Canucks here. And it's a 3-3 tie. 41 shots for us, 21 for them. Okay.
Ryan Drogche and Gordie Howe fighting.
That would be an interesting fight. Pretty sure Gordie Howe would win that.
Oh,
also,
yeah.
also the fact it's a 22-year-old versus a 46-year-old. Oh, no, sorry. Trotier's still only 20.
So, Howe beating up a guy who's younger than his sons.
Well, he's mad that he's in Vancouver. What else is the only reasonable explanation?
He's going to Vancouver to retire.
5-0 win over the Kings. Pronovo escaped suspension. Oh, come on. Is Savard not back yet? Oh, that's fine. We haven't really missed a beat with not having Savard. Development report. Trottier is continuing to go up with an agility. Probably dodging all those punches. Hall's going down. Lemaire's going down. Tardif's going down. Tardif slipped to 2.5 stars.
Still playing okay.
He is, but I'm going to throw him on the trade block. We have our morale up high. I'm going to increase our scouting and just keep going here. As we move, 4-1 victory over Toronto. Owner confidence update, and he says he's happy, expects the championship. We're doing great. Game versus the Kings again. And it's a 4-3 victory. And Jean Pronovo has been injured. Oh no. Oh, delayed treatment for Pronovo. I'm scared. Dislocated shoulder, 1 to 2 months.
Yeah.
No, we will.
He's getting old. Just a little resting for the. It's a mid-season break.
Mid-season, we're 12 games into it.
An early season break. Ella Bratton going for him. Or Maloney, either one.
Actually, I moved Willie Lindstrom up, and then
Yeah.
just brought them in. Because Willie Lindstrom on the second line makes sense. Keep Reggie Leach on the third line to keep.
And Savard is healthy now. You can put him back in.
He was never not healthy. He was suspended.
All right.
I mean, we weren't really missing anything with that. And Milosh has gotten super hot now, so watch out. 6-3 victory. All right. And we'll just continue to fire a few more games here, and then we're going to wrap it up. 4-0 victory over Pittsburgh. 12-1-1. Pittsburgh and Detroit make a trade. Oh, Phil Esposito is to Pittsburgh.
Oh, he finally gets out of Detroit. They've been.
He has
Trying to
5
dump him
assists
for a
to start the
while.
year for Gary McAdam. All right. 2 powerhouse teams right here. Cleveland versus Colorado. 6-3 win for Colorado.
He made fun of him.
I'm not making fun of him. Just when you think of 1970s hockey, are the first 2 teams you don't think of Cleveland and Colorado? NHL teams? Brian Trottier, awful game. 44 defensive game rating. Oof. Let's look at that Colorado team. That is not a good hockey team.
Yeah, well, and this is their first season in Colorado, too. They moved from Kansas City.
Yeah.
It's, pretty much in line with where they were historically, maybe a little better, actually. They still got our old captain, Bill Goldsworth, they use.
Holding on.
Still regular, he's their captain, too.
Yeah, he had 45 points last year. They got Dave Taylor, who's their lone bright spot. Oh, I guess, sorry. We also have Paul Gardner.
Yep. But the D is not good.
No. Game versus Atlanta. And 8-2 victory over Atlanta, just to get things... Or 5-2 victory, my bad. Read the wrong one. Trade proposal from St. Louis. St. Louis offers us Ron Delorme for Mark Tardif. No. And Carol Vadney got suspended for 4 games. Okay. Missed that one. So Schuberg comes back in. Nice part about Schuberg is he can play either side anyways.
Yep.
6-1. Don't really have to think twice. Just throw him right in. Shaka Lannister, thanks for coming up. And Ulf Nielsen got hurt. And only lightly hurt. He can play.
Well, Bobby Hall's still going strong in Chicago.
That's a painful injury there.
Yeah, that'll sting.
And 8-2 victory over the Kings.
You made him play like that?
Put an ice pack on and you'll be fine. We have a back-to-back games. He's still going to play this next one. Going to give Haran a game here. We're going to move Ulf Nielsen down, though, the lineup.
Put Lemaire in for the first line?
No, I just moved it. I just shuffled everyone down. And 5-4 loss. See, we don't play Ulf Nielsen, and then all of a sudden, he's down to 10 minutes. Played 4 minutes of power play. 5 seconds of shorthanded. Ooh. Trottier just got suspended. And Ulf Nielsen's hurt. Oh, man.
The reason we're having all these suspensions, so people know it's a bug in this particular test build we're looking at. It has actually been fixed already, but we don't have the newer build yet.
All right, so let's move Savard up. Okay. Oh, wow, too late. Let's see what happens. 4-1 victory. Whew. Ulf Nielsen scores shorthanded. Guy skating wide strides. But it's working. All right, Carol Vanden is back. Ulf Nielsen has gotten healthy. Jean Pronovo has returned to practice. Okay, so Schuberg goes out, gets replaced with Vadney. I guess you said Ron Greshner. We could have moved him up to center. We might have to.
Yeah, I could have done that. No, that's fine.
Ulf Nielsen's at 100.
You could always call somebody up, too.
It's crazy talk. Just keep the center shuffles. All right. And 4-1 victory over Montreal. Oh, boy. That is a first period. Tardif and Brian Watson fight. Then Dan Maloney and Larry Giroux fight. We score 4 straight goals.
Yeah, another game in the 70s.
And then we have some unsportsmanlike conducts in the third. Bobby Hull got suspended. How is Bobby Hull doing? 33 points in 23 games. Still.
He gets point streak ends and he gets suspended.
All right. Pittsburgh, we are 5-3 losers.
Rivalry game, too.
Calvane has a bruised foot. So we're just going to... he can play through. Trotier's got, what, 1 more game left? All right, game versus Toronto. And we have a 5-5 tie. Okay. So Trotier's back, which means LeBratton comes out, gets replaced with Trottier. All right. And we'll get up to December 1st here, and that'll be our time to call it. Development report. Leach is going up. Larry Robinson's going up. Salming's going up. Jimmy Watson's going up. Jacques Lemaire's going down. Alf Nielsen's going down. Soderberg, Tardif, Van Ney, Watson. Oof.
Yep. Like all dynasties, we're starting to get a little older. Things are slipping.
Not changing any of that. Jim Gregory goes to the World Juniors. And some note, and it's a 4-0 win over Colorado. That's better. All right, Jeff. I think with that, owner confidence tells us we're doing great. We should wrap it up here.
Yep.
All right. So again, if you weren't paying attention or weren't listening, we are working on the final update for FHM. Jeff is working hard.
Coming very soon. There's a couple of things we want to get straightened out first, but coming along well.
Yes. So with that, thank you very much for tuning into the Franchise Hockey Manager stream. We typically stream every Wednesday night at 11 p.m. Eastern on twitch.tv/Franchise Hockey Manager, as well as twitch.tv/OOTP Developments. All of our streams are archived on our YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/OOTP Developments, with stream archives going live sometime around Saturdays at around 1 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can also reach out to us on our Facebook page, which is facebook.com/Franchise Hockey Manager. On Bluesky, we're at Franchise Hockey. You can also find us on Threads and Instagram or anywhere else you might find social media things. You can also come on down to our official website, which is ootpdevelopments.com. Click on the community button in the top right-hand corner, which will bring you to our official forums, where you can come talk about Franchise Hockey Manager, Out of the Park Baseball, Perfect Team Go, or anything else you wish to discuss. Jeff, did I miss anything there?
No, I think you covered pretty much everything there. You said the update coming fairly soon, so watch social media for that, and we'll let you know when it's ready.
Yes. And I've just been moving us forward here a little bit, so we are now going to play this one last game here. Oh, Pronovo is back. All right. And we lose 5-3. Ah, man. Tough one to go out on. But such as it is. So, we will be back again next week, continuing our Cleveland Barons franchise as we...
Getting close to the end. One more season after this.
Yeah, getting very close. I mean, 1.5 seasons technically left. All right, with that... Whoa, there's another big trade. Pittsburgh has found their new goalie.
Yeah, gave up Brian Engblom for him. Pretty good defenseman, but...
And great hockey commentator currently.
Yep.
All right, with that, thank you very much, and we will see you all again next week.